For more, let's bring in global affairs commentator Calvin Dark. Calvin, thanks for your time today. Now, we know the White House is in crisis mode, such a massive discovery. I guess one US reporter labeling it GarageGate. So what exactly is happening here?
Well, it turns out that this has been a very bad week politically for the former president or for the current president, because of the former president's issues with classified documents. You know, we remember when there was the warrant served in Mar-a-Lago in Florida against former President Trump. The Biden administration, including Biden himself, were very adamant that that was irresponsible how the record was kept, and they criticized him, and that of course damaged Trump politically right before he made his announcement for 2024. But as things have unfolded over the last week, it looks like that Biden, had documents as well, and there's this trickle of documents. Now, the key difference here, and this is more legal than political, is in the case of Trump, he was alerted that he had the documents, and for more than a year did not cooperate with the National Archives and Department of Justice to return them. In Biden's case, as soon as they were discovered, they are the ones that alerted the archives and the Department of Justice. But those nuances and legal technicalities kind of get blurred in the political, and most people are going to consider it a wash between what the former president and the current president are accused of.
Yeah, you're right. And I guess the White House really has been doing its best to, draw a contrast between Biden and Trump's situations. You've just explained the difference there, but it's obviously clear there's a massive winner here, and that is Donald Trump. But let's talk about McCarthy. How has he backed the former president here? We've seen speeches of him. Is it really a tit for tat now? It seems like both parties are really blaming one or the other when it comes to classified documents out in the open.
Well, of course, the Democrats are going to try to paint this in the way that makes Biden look less embarrassed, and the Republicans are going to exactly do the opposite. What I think a key difference here is, now that the Republicans are in charge of the House of Representatives, they really don't have an agenda that they can get through, meaning pass laws that would get approval by the Senate and then by Biden and the White House. What they can do is investigate. And before the House changed hands, there were at least a dozen investigations that Kevin McCarthy and Republicans wanted to undertake. Now, this adds to that list and is in a way a little bit bigger. So for the Republicans, they will use this to investigate to hurt President Biden and the Democrats in 2024.
And do you think McCarthy's popularity has been boosted this week? I mean, he's just a couple of weeks until his speakership, but does his leadership, to support Trump and everything he's come out with this week to, point the finger at Biden, has that sort of been a real boost amongst voters?
Well, you can't get a lower approval rating than Kevin McCarthy, who had an historic, at least for the last 100 years, 15 votes. Amongst his own party to even become speaker. Now, when it comes to how he's going to align himself with President Trump, he doesn't have a choice, because there are several loyal members of the leadership in the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, and he can't lose their support. So regardless of what he feels about the former president, he has to support him and has to back him, or else he won't be able to run and govern the House of Representatives.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there. But let's talk about more Biden. We did see him deliver his Sunday sermon at Atlanta. I mean, historically, Martin Luther King Day, massive that he even delivered a 25-minute speech there in the church. Now, he drove home democracy, really driving home equality. Do you think this speech was a welcome distraction, to the scandal that's happening right now?
I think that it took away a little bit of it, but, this is not going to go away anytime soon, the scandal over classified documents. But the speech yesterday was important. There was a lot of political significance to it. First sitting president to speak at Ebenezer Baptist Church, Martin Luther King's home church, where the current pastor is Senator Raphael Warnock, who was just reelected. Now, that happened in Georgia, a Republican, traditionally red state. And because of the mobilization of African-American voters, Georgia has elected Biden in 2020 and now two Democratic senators. So we don't know if Biden is going to run again in 2024 or not, but he's definitely laying the groundwork because he knows if he is going to run, that he needs the support of African Americans in places like Georgia to flip some of those Senate seats and some of that representation. So he said it wasn't a political speech, but everything is political sometimes here, and I think that was
Exactly
what we
right.
saw yesterday during his speech.
Exactly right. Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you on the network.
Thank you.
Stay with us, more to